Hey everybody, this is Craig with the Yard to Table Creations, and we're going to talk about a little bit of a sad story today, mostly how to deal with a sick citrus tree. In this case, we have a sick orange tree. Now there's a lot of ways that this can happen, there's a lot of reasons for this to happen. In this case, I would venture to guess, even though this tree was inherited and we don't know, it looks like it was severely underwatered for a long period of time, which when it's underwatered means it doesn't have the resources to deal with bugs and disease. So now if you look in the tree, we can see a lot of dead wood. And if we look under some of these leaves, we see evidence of a lot of bugs, leaves being eaten, and whitefly and woolly aphid. Now these happen naturally, these happen all the time, but when the tree is healthy and in good shape, it should have the resources to defend itself from all the bugs and diseases that are out there. When trees aren't properly watered, aren't properly fed, it opens them up to a lot of problems. So in this case, what we're gonna do is we're gonna see what we need to do to give this tree the best chance to keep living. First, we're gonna address all the dead wood. We need to remove all the dead wood out of this tree. So by removing all of this dead wood, we're removing all of the food for bugs like termites and borer beetles. We're removing all of the opportunity for entry points for these bugs to come in. If you look here, this dead wood, this is all perfect food for termites to come in. And once you get termites in your tree, it could be a real problem. All right, so now we've got most of the dead wood removed. We've at least eliminated one problem. Now we have several others to deal with. This tree is infested with several different bugs. There's aphids, there's whitefly. So what do we do about this? Well, the number one prevention for all bugs is gonna be wash your trees. This gets overlooked by most gardeners and most people at home. But if you wash your trees on a regular basis, say once a week, come out with a hose, strong jet of water, and just hose everything down, you're gonna eliminate 60 to 80% of your bug problems right off the bat. In this case, we've already got the bugs, so what can we do now? Well, we'll definitely start by washing the trees. There are a couple of products out there that we can use. Any sort of foliar or topical spray, insecticide, will work. It is very rare that I actually would use something that was non-organic. In this case, if it comes down to the tree's gonna die or we have to do something a little bit more extreme, this would be a case for that. I would definitely apply some sort of insecticide to the leaf of this to get rid of most of what's on here. Go ahead and give it another wash and see where we land. Chances are after one or two applications, most of the bugs are gonna be gone. What I wouldn't wanna do is use any sort of systemic treatment right now because this food is going to be eaten and I don't know that everybody wants to be eating the chemicals that are also killing the bugs. So we wanna approach this as natural as possible. Now when we're washing our trees, it is important to make sure that we wash them from underneath as well. A lot of these bugs live on the undersides of the leaves, and if we don't pay attention to the undersides of the leaves as well as the outside, we're not really washing too much off this tree. All right, now that we've washed our tree and I've had my shower, let's talk about what not to do with a tree in this state. One thing we don't want to do with this tree is prune it like it's a healthy tree. By pruning the tree, we would be inevitably removing some foliage, and in this case, we really want the tree to keep as much foliage as it can so that it can absorb as much energy as it can, give it as many resources as it possibly can receive in order to keep itself healthy. We can worry about shape and pruning and everything else once we get the tree healthy, but in the meantime, leave all the foliage there, even if it's not pretty. So that's the basics of taking care of a sick tree. There are other things that we could do if needed, but in the meantime, we're gonna take a less is more approach. We've cleaned the dead wood out, we've washed the tree. We may apply some insecticides to it if necessary, if washing doesn't really work. Outside of that, just don't prune your tree and let's see if we can give it its best shot. If you ever need any help with your trees, give me a shout anytime.